Hello and welcome to the Q3 2020 data poll. Because our market is a little more established than it was, say, 1, 2, 3 plus years ago, the top 25 is more stable in terms of who's actually staying in the top 25. The other projects that we've seen throughout 2020 in the top 25 that are no longer in the top 25 are IOTA, which is now at 30th in market cap, Dash, which is now at 31st in market cap, Ethereum Classic, which is 32nd, Maker, which is 38, and Hedge Trade, which is 42. Now, a lot of these weren't terribly surprising with two exceptions. Ethereum Classic, even though I've been saying quarter after quarter after quarter, I don't understand how it's still in the top 25, let alone as high up as it is, because it usually held place like number 15, 16, 17 approximately in the market cap. Now it's all the way at 32. This is the first time since I've been doing these evaluations, and honestly the first time I've ever seen Ethereum Classic outside of the top 25. So that was kind of surprising. I think it's justified, as I've said in previous quarters. They're not doing nearly as well in terms of development, like not even close compared to their Ethereum counterpart, so to speak. However, they somehow managed to stay in the top 25 until this quarter of 2020. So Ethereum Classic was surprising, the fact that it finally moved off. And then Maker was also kind of surprising because Maker was was a very well-respected project, and I think it still is, but the fact that Maker went from being so high up to number 38 all of a sudden makes me curious as to how that happened. So I'll probably have to do a little bit more research on that. And like I said, those are the ones that have been in the top 25 throughout 2020, no longer are. And then there's a couple that we welcomed in to the top 25. VeChain is one of them, but VeChain we've been over before. It's been in the top 25 before. It just hasn't been in 2020 until Q3, so welcome back to the top 25 for VeChain. And that project has been around since 2018, so it's had a couple of years to establish itself. And then the other two projects that have never been in the top 25 before because they are fresh into the marketplace, like they just launched within the past couple of quarters, or within the past couple months, since the last quarter, I should say. One of them's Polkadot, and the other one is YEARN.FINANCE. Now, Polkadot I've definitely heard of before because it's something that Gavin Wood, one of the previous co-founders of Ethereum, has been working on for a while. And from what I do understand about Polkadot is it's supposed to be it's supposed to help establish connectivity between a lot of the Web3 platforms, so almost become like an internet of different blockchain platforms. What it specifically says on CoinMarketCap is that it's a shared protocol, it's open source by the way, that enables blockchain networks to operate together. The Polkadot token serves three distinct purposes for governance, over the network, staking, and bonding. Governance and staking are pretty obvious. They use a proof of stake for that, kind of like what Ethereum is moving to. The bonding I need to look into a little bit more. And yeah, like I mentioned, I think the biggest thing to note is like one of the main founders of Ethereum outside of Vitalik Buterin and the former CTO of Ethereum named Gavin Wood is the one who is one of the main founders of Polkadot. So this is like his tangential project. And then the other one that I hadn't heard of before and just got released within the last couple of months as well is called YEARN.FINANCE. So YEARN.FINANCE, it's a DeFi platform that's designed to give its users extra yield by optimizing where it sends the user's funds. So I'll specifically read it. Says a platform which aims to perform a host of functions such as aggregated liquidity, leverage trading, and automated market making. Its flagship project is automated yield farming contract called Vaults. So basically Each vault allows a user to deposit a certain type of token into that vault, which I'm guessing is a smart contract. And then that protocol, that vault, automates the yield farming strategies of those tokens and of those funds. And then some of the examples it gives is, it'll send those funds to platforms like DYDX, Aave, or Compound in order to add more yield to that contract, or specifically that vault. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea for a project. We'll see how it fares because it's still really new. And that's the main thing that we go over in the first section, is just who's in and who's out of the top 25 and how long they've been around for. A lot of these projects, minus the two that I just mentioned that are brand new, have been around for at least a couple of years. Specifically, let's see, and I'm just reading off of what I post on the website, so you can easily see an exact chart of where each of the projects are in terms of how long they've been around. Like, and on the one extreme end of the spectrum is Bitcoin, which has been around since 2009, so they get like an A+ because they've been around the longest. They're the OGs and they're still number one in market cap. So for years now, it has held true that there's a first mover advantage to the cryptocurrency market, because Bitcoin is still number one for sure. Litecoin's been around for almost as long, because Litecoin is originally a fork of the Bitcoin protocol. And then you have ones like Ripple, Dash, Ethereum, Monero. A lot of those have been around since like between 2012, 2016. And then there are a chunk of the top 25 market cap projects that have only been around for 2 and 3 years, that are still doing decently well. But there's definitely a correlation to how long a project has been around for and how well it's tended to do in market cap, which is why I evaluate this, because I think it is an indicator of value. And with that being said, go check out the other sections that I'm about to evaluate and upload. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you later.